this is what it's all about. It's all about daring to dream big. And um, I know that I've put in the work. I know that I have the best team. I have the best game plan. I'm prepared. I'm ready. And that is going to be the fruits of my labor, to feel those feelings, to feel the weight of the UFC belt go around my waist, to probably give Dana a big old kiss on his bald head and just like hug my family. And yeah, I can't wait for that moment.
All right, everybody, let us say hello to Kayla Harrison. So many accolades, so many belts and trophies and medals throughout her career. And at UFC 316, she will get the chance to add a UFC World Championship belt to the collection as she challenges Julianna Pena for the women's bantamweight title. Kayla, good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
The time for talk is, it's not over yet, but it's almost over, right? Single digit sleeps
God.
before you get locked in a cage with Julianna Pena. How would you describe the feelings ahead of your first UFC title fight?
I'm excited, grateful, and ready.
This is what you've wanted. You've said since day one heading to the UFC, since you had to make all these tough decisions, that you wanted to be a UFC champion, and you're so close to it. You could feel it. Does this feel like normal fight week prep for you, like a normal day at the office type thing? Or does this one feel different with the belt right there and Juliana and all the different emotions going on, everything involved with this one?
Um, no, I think it's probably a little more nerves, just because it's my dreams on the line, but every fight matters, especially I think in MMA a lot more than in other sports. And so it's been a long journey to get here, and I've just been trying to be mindful of that and remember that when the days are long, or um, the sessions are hard, that like this has all been um, it's all going to be worth it. And it's been a long journey, but practicing gratitude, and like I think quite a bit about the fact that I'm living my dream, and I don't know that there are many people on the planet who get to say that, I'm every day I wake up and I do exactly what I want to do. I chase my dream. So when I remember that, it's easy.
How does that help with Juliana in particular? Because you've obviously have fought people who have talked smack and have said things about you, but Juliana has put her foot on the gas with the trash talk.
Yeah.
How has that helped you in order to sort of keep this from getting too personal? Why do you think it's gotten so personal in her eyes?
I think it just, for me, it kind of screams insecurity. Like, when I see her talk, or when I hear some of the stuff she says, I feel like it's fear, and it's not personal for me. Like, she could say whatever she wants about me. At the end of the day, we get locked in a cage, and that's where I'm going to do my talking. And I don't know why she has. I think that that's just who she is. I think that's part of her shtick. Like, she's the same way with me that she was with me. Like, she always is kind of yapping. So I think that's just her personality, and I just feel bad that she lives life that way. Sounds like a terrible existence.
I'm sure you've seen this, but I do have a couple of quotes throughout this interview that I want to read to you. One bad, one interesting.
Okay.
This is from Juliana, and like I said, I'm sure you've seen this. So I want to say what everybody's thinking on their minds, which is that, of course, she at some point was on steroids, and hopefully she cycles off of them before June 7th, makes the weight, and pisses clean, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And I want this fight to be as fair a fight as possible, minus her being a weight bully and cutting the 50 pounds in order to make the weight class. Your thoughts, your response to those lovely comments?
I mean, it's just like she's always like, she's kind of always throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like, before I signed with UFC, it was like, well, if she wants to be in a real promotion, she has to make a real weight, and 135 is where it's at. And so then I signed with the UFC and I cut down to 135 pounds, and now I'm a weight bully. But like, that's the only weight class they have. Like, I don't, it's not by choice. Like, and I mean, the steroids thing is just like, again, it's funny to me. I've never taken steroids. I got drug tested for the first time when I was in middle school, because that was when I was in the top 5 on the national roster for judo. And so that's when the USADA started testing. And I've been tested. I mean, I've been tested probably more than any athlete in the UFC. One time I got tested 4 times in a month, like just because but between WADA, like the tournaments I went to and I competed at, I got tested there. And then I got tested when I got home. And like, so she can say whatever she wants, but I know I'm clean. And again, I work really, really fucking hard. Like I didn't look like this when I competed in judo because I was 170 pounds. Like, it's a lot of discipline, and I have a really good team around me who fuel me properly. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my body of work, and I'm proud of everything I've accomplished clean. And there'll never be a blemish on that because I've never taken anything. I mean, I was afraid to take like Flintstone vitamins when like I started getting drug tested at 12. So my whole life, you know, when you you drive by a cop and you're not speeding, but you automatically like I've had that feeling like, oh, you know what? I better not take any supplements because like I've had that my whole life.
Wow, what an analogy. That was unbelievable.
I mean, everybody does it. You can't help it. It's like a natural reaction where you're like, I know that I'm not like some degenerate. I know I'm not speeding. I don't have any drugs or anything in the car, but I'm going to just go ahead and ease on the brake, put 2 hands on the wheel. Like we all do it. And I've felt like that since I was 12. I mean, everyone in my high school even knew, like no one ever offered me pot. Like everybody knew I was serious, and I've been serious for 20 some years now.
You have mentioned, you mentioned being serious in the weight and cutting down to 135. That was the quote unquote tough thing. Here's another quote. This one is from the great Mike Brown to my colleague Damon Martin, because this is obviously a big piece of the story heading into this fight, but I found this very interesting. Quote, she's willing to do whatever it takes to be the best. If they want her to cut to 135, she'll cut to 135. If they want her to cut to 125, she'll cut to 125. She'll do whatever it takes to show the world that she's the best. I mean, come on. 125, Kayla.
Okay, Brownie. Really pump the brakes. This is where you're driving by the cop and you really pump the brakes, Brownie, because oh, God. Yeah. I mean, he's right, though. Like this, I mean, I don't believe in weight cutting. I don't believe that this is the best decision for me, but I do believe that the sacrifice is worth the reward, So it's not ever something I wanted to do. Like there's no beating around the bush with that. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not pleasant, but I have an internal drive and a goal, and I want to see how high I can climb. And I do feel like it's all part of my journey. Back before I signed with the UFC, like where was I going to go? What was I going to do? I was scared. I'd never made the weight before. And, I asked God to help me grow, and he put a hell of a challenge in front of me. Like I've always been a disciplined athlete, but I've never been super disciplined about what I eat. Like it's not a secret. I won the Olympics on pizza rolls and Diet Coke and Oreos. Like I moved away from home at a young age. So I was 15 when I moved to Boston, and I was living in a judo house, and I didn't like nutrition wasn't as important, I would say, back then in those years as it is now. So this is an opportunity for me to grow and be even more disciplined and be refined in the fire.
Obviously 125 is out of the question.
Yeah,
But in all seriousness,
absolutely not.
but in all seriousness, like that 1 pound, that talking point heading into this weigh-in on Friday, is this overblown in your opinion, or do you think this is sort of a fair conversation?
No, I think it's overblown. Yeah, I think I've been very disciplined, and I have, again, an excellent team around me, and we have body fat check-ins and calorie check-ins and water, and like, there's a sweet science to it, and I'm right on track, and I trust God, and I trust the process, and we're all going to see.
Couple last things. If all goes well in this fight and you get to hear Bruce Buffer say, add new, and Dana White comes over.
And new, yeah.
Fair. And Dana comes over and he wraps the belt around your waist, and you got your family in the octagon with you, your friends, your coaches, to see you accomplish that goal, to see it come to fruition. What will that moment mean to you? Have you even allowed yourself to get in that place yet?
Of course. I visualize it every night. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. And this is what it's all about. It's all about daring to dream big. And I know that I've put in the work. I know that I have the best team. I have the best game plan. I'm prepared. I'm ready. And that is going to be the fruits of my labor, to feel those feelings, to feel the weight of the UFC belt go around my waist, to probably give Dana a big old kiss on his bald head and just like hug my family. And yeah, I can't wait for that moment.
What are the headlines going to read when this fight's over?
Greatest combat athlete of all time.
Short and sweet and to the point. There's one thing, and obviously a win here, Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes, is a big possibility, right? Like, do you think that this fight happens, that she does come back if you win? Because, and do you think, I was talking to John Anik about this earlier, do you think the GOAT gap is closing a little bit, and that is what's getting her off the couch?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I have to take it one step at a time. So Julianna Pena first, and then Lioness later.
What first time I saw you in person, and obviously I've watched you on TV because I don't get out to cover a ton of events these days, but I was in Vegas for UFC 300 because we were doing our watch party out there, and I was sitting, it was lunchtime, the day of the fight. You were getting ready to fight Holly Holm, and I'm sitting outside a restaurant right near T-Mobile Arena, and there you are walking around the arena. I believe you had the full fight kit on. This is like 5 hours before the event.
I did not have my fight kit on yet, but I did.
Yeah, you had something. It was clear it was you. Fans are watching you walk around. They're just like, I think that's her, but I don't want to say anything. Some are cheering for you. Some are yelling your name. But you are just, I've never seen a person locked in as much as you are just walking around this area. Do you remember what was going on in your mind in that moment, just walking around T-Mobile hours away from your first UFC walk against Holly Holm?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of nerves and a lot of, a lot of jitters that go into chasing your dreams. And I know that a lot of people pretend like, oh, I love this shit, or this is the best. But like most of the time, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is absolutely insane. Why am I doing? And so, I like to usually go for a walk day of fight and just spend some time being grounded and present, and like get locked in and remember that this is what I do, and that it's all happening for my good, and that this is my day. This is my purpose. I'm not afraid to win. Kayla Harrison, UFC champion, 5 hard rounds, 25 minutes, 1 round at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 exchange at a time, 1 breath at a time. You want it, go get it.
Last thing, July, big event in New Orleans. Your teammate, Dustin Poirier, is going to walk to the octagon for the final time. And I've asked Mateusz Gamrot this question. I've asked literally every fighter on the UFC roster this question. They've all had different things, and they're all amazing. Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. What's your favorite Dustin Poirier fight? Is there a story? Is there a moment? Like, if I walked up to you 20 years from now and I said, Kayla, I don't know anything about MMA. Tell me about Dustin Poirier. What's the first thing that will come to your mind?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he's just such an inspiring figure for me. Personally, there's two. Like, one is pretty easy. And the first is really like, fighting is a solo sport, but you need training partners. You're in a gym, you have coaches, you have a team behind you, and it can feel really, really lonely at times. But I will say that Dustin is, he's a leader. You know, I remember crying on the mat and him saying, "You're right where you're supposed to be, Kayla Harrison." Like, just simple, not like get up or come on or rah rah. You know, he'll just look over at me. We're both sweating, we're both bleeding, we're both in the grind, and he just says, "You're right where you're supposed to be, Kayla Harrison. Let's go." And it seems so small, but yeah, he was right. He is right. And for me, the big fight was when he won the title off Max in Atlanta. I flew up to that fight with Dan Lambert, the owner of ATT. So I got to like hop on the jet, and we like flew up. I think it might've been my first time on the jet. So I was like really stoked about it. And then, yeah, I got to watch him go out there and win a belt. And I was so inspired by that. Like, the crowd, like just the atmosphere, the energy, the crowd. It was very nostalgic to me. I went to China in 2008 to be Ronda's training partner when she won her bronze medal in the Olympics. And I remember watching her get her medal and being like, holy shit, like I trained with her. She can do this. I can do this. And that was kind of the feeling I had when Dustin won. Well, I was like, holy shit, like I train where he trains. He can do this. I can do this. And yeah, I'm about to go do it.
That's unbelievable. What a story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for your time.
My
Looking
pleasure.
forward to this fight. Kayla Harrison challenging Julianna Pena for the women's bantamweight title at UFC 316. Kayla, all the best to you in the build to the fight and in the octagon on Saturday.
Thank you very much.